According to Sports Pro, Caitlin Clark is the fourth most marketable athlete in the world. Yeah, not just female athlete, not just in the United States, but in the entire.
Have you observed Caitlin Clark's recent actions? Instead of just signing a contract, she changed the conditions of sponsorships. This is when things start to get really fascinating, in addition to the fact that Clark's new $13 billion alliance is unique. You won't believe how some WNBA players react to this deal, which might transform the game, as Clark begins to make significant changes. Watch this space as we delve into the drama, including A.A. Wilson's response that incorporates women's basketball.
How? In what way? What does she sell out tens of thousands of Wilson basketballs in 40 minutes? I mean, what has A'ja Wilson done to say that she is worth every penny? And then
Wilson and High are working together to produce bright purple and yellow basketballs for Caitlin Clark. Fans will be able to purchase the Dreamer and Tribute editions in time for the holidays, making them the ideal present. Everyone is raving about this innovative partnership and eye-catching advertisements.
Here, they just had this go, and this is the Hy-Vee Instagram account. Again, Wilson, Caitlin Clark, really smart, very cool video, lots of smiling faces.
Wilson's ability to identify talent is demonstrated by this $13 billion partnership. However, Nike erred. Wilson made a risky and revolutionary decision when he recognized Caitlin Clark's potential early on. Let's go back to when Wilson signed Clark. It was an amazing move.
Clark just did something nobody has done since Michael Jordan. Wilson Sporting Goods signed the WNBA star to a multi-year deal. She's the first female athlete to have her own collection with Wilson, and it will be built similar to Jordan's collection in the 1980s that included those signature basketball.
Social media went crazy as soon as the purchase was made public, with everyone discussing Wilson's acquisition of Caitlin Clark, a gaming share. By doing something they had only ever done once with Michael Jordan himself, they took a significant risk. Wilson had recently brought about a revolution in women's sports.
The only athlete to have a signature basketball with Wilson other than Michael freaking Jordan. Wilson's head of global partnership said, "We haven't done a deal of this magnitude since we did one with Michael Jordan 30 to 40 years."
Tens of thousands of basketballs were swiftly sold out once Clark's first basketball was published. It sold out in a matter of minutes. Considering Michael Jordan, this is important. In addition to the influential individuals, I am not aware of any athlete in recent memory who sells at this level. As of right now, Caitlin Clark is just the second athlete in history to buy a Wilson basketball. A product mover is Caitlin Clark. This is what I was discussing previously. Caitlin Clark is a retailer. She released the first basketball inspired by Clark in September, and it sold out in less than 40 minutes. Almost instantly, tens of thousands of basketballs were used. Wilson isn't done yet, though. They have incredible intentions for Clark to recognize something they've never seen in her. Wilson is placing a lot of bets on her star power, her abilities on the court, and her capacity to engage with fans and drive sales. And it's working so far.
I don't know that I can name an athlete in recent memory that is sold at this level. And there's the key, folks. Caitlin Clark moves products. Caitlin Clark moves merchandise. And here's what I was talking about too. They mentioned it here. Where in September, Wilson dropped the first Clark-inspired basketball. It sold out in under 40 minutes. Tens of thousands of basketballs snapped up almost instantly.
Clark is altering the game not only on the court, but also in marketing conferences and boardrooms across the sports sector. What does this profound change entail for businesses involved in women's sports? What is their opinion on female athletes? How do they advertise to sports enthusiasts? What is their general opinion on women's sports?
Shout out to Wilson. I think we all really, really appreciate what Wilson has done. They seem to be the only business, the only entity that has taken Caitlin Clark at face value for what and who she is and the opportunities that can bring. Fully, completely embraced her, been great with their marketing. Product drops. I mean, I don't even know how many different basketballs now, but they've made multiple product drops with, limited quantity, I guess you could say. They're sold out right away. They keep doing.
Wilson and Clark will push things to the next level, but their influence on women's sports will be very subtle. Are you prepared to witness the next developments with a $13 billion alliance? Wilson's acquisition is only the start. Here's the twist on Caitlin Clark's recent huge move. Instead of signing a personal deal, she joined forces with the enormous Midwest grocery chain Wilson, and hey, to include women's sports.
Here, Caitlin Clark lands $13 billion brand collab as WNBA stars bond with Wilson grows deeper. And that's the cool part, man. Shout out to Wilson.
Grows more deeply. And dude, that's the cool part. Wilson, you might be thinking of a supermarket chain, but they're not your typical business. Instead, they are a retail giant that is devoting all of its resources to Caitlin Clark. But they're not merely putting her name on a box of cereal. Instead, they are producing something completely original and fascinating.
In collaboration with supermarket chain Hy-Vee, they rake in more than $13 billion annually. Huge company, just in time for
the intriguing portion is about to begin. Who's back in the mix? Because they resemble Clark off the court, Hy is releasing limited edition basketballs known as the Clark Dreams and Tribute Wilson basketballs. Hy and Wilson are coming together as a kind of super team.
What this is Hy-Vee has announced an exclusive, yeah, that's right, an exclusive drop of Caitlin Clark's Dreamer and Tribute Wilson basketballs. Very cool. Big deal. Good job, Wilson. You know, they probably went and put this together. I mean, maybe Hy-Vee contacted Caitlin Clark first, but, you know, this is probably the type of thing.
But why is this such a significant issue? It has to do with how women's sports marketing will be affected. This form of cooperation is revolutionary and establishes a new benchmark for future interactions between female athletes and big businesses. Remember that they have been there for Caitlin Clark at every turn, demonstrating their dedication to her journey from the beginning. When Caitlin Clark was residing in Iowa, you may recall their donation to the Caitlin Clark Foundation.
Get this, Hy-Vee says it's making a donation to the Caitlin Clark Foundation in honor of her record. $35,690 will be donated. In Clark's basketball career, she's scored 3,569 points to beat the old record.
In addition to signing a contract, Clark is contributing to the development of goods that share her narrative. According to Wilson, every ball symbolizes a different phase in Clark's career. From her days at Iowa to her rise to fame in the WNBA. This makes sense since brand development is more important than marketing. SportPro ranked her as the 4th most marketable athlete globally.
And then at number 4, Caitlin Clark, LeBron James at 3, Vinicius Jr., who is a Brazilian soccer star, and number 1 being Simone Biles. As you can see, Caitlin Clark is the only WNBA player in the top 10, and she's actually the only WNBA player in the top 20.
Hey, what are the future ramifications of this? Perhaps other businesses will take similar chances, work together more creatively, and put more money into women's sports. Maybe the figures won't surprise us the next time a female athlete accepts a contract. We'll be anticipating them instead.
While strengthening the partnerships she's already built. From basketballs flying off shelves to multi-million-dollar endorsements, TC is at the forefront of athlete brand.
Wilson and Hive are behind Clark, but what about Nike? You would assume they would be interested by now, but things start to become interesting at this point. The fact that Nike signed Clark to a $28 million contract seems unreal. Fans were left wondering where the Clark shoes, shirts, and major marketing effort were as the sports company never replied.
And her WNBA season has come and gone. And with that, Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials. We have not seen any ads. We have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise. And we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoes. It is mind-blowing.
Clark's popularity isn't really a mystery given how quickly sports marketing shifts and how Nike consistently fails to capitalize on it. Despite the fact that her jersey sales have increased by 500%. Despite Clark's star power, Nike isn't selling because fans aren't willing to buy.
Where is Caitlin Clark's shoe? Jersey sales skyrocketed by 500% this season. Where's the shoe, folks? Where?
Industry insiders are likewise baffled, claiming that rather than ostensibly benching Clark, Nike ought to have introduced shoe lines, placed her face on billboards, and taken other actions.
Where's the shoe, folks? Where is it? Paige Becker recently landed her own signature shoe. Crappy shoe, but she got one. And Yeah, you're right. Vocal, of course. Why not? They should be vocal. Absolutely ridiculous.
According to reports, Nike intends to give AA Wilson sneakers priority over Caitlin Clark's. However, since Caitlin Clark's shoes are obviously better than AA Wilson's, it is not feasible from a marketability standpoint.
It reports Nike wants to prioritize A'ja Wilson, and it fears the optics of giving a rookie a signature shoe before an already established star who just won league MVP for the third time. We have talked about this multiple times on my channel. Is A'ja Wilson currently the best player in the WNBA? Yes. Is Caitlin Clark currently the face of the WNBA? Yes. Do I think if A'ja Wilson dropped a shoe and Caitlin Clark dropped a shoe today at the very same time, that Caitlin Clark would outsell A'ja's shoe by 100 times? Yes, I think that would be the...
When Nike takes over, things get pretty crazy because Wilson sells out basketballs in a matter of minutes while other businesses are introducing exclusive products. Nike recognizes Clark's worth, just like everyone else.
It's absolute and utter embarrassment. Nike should be shut down simply out of shame for the way they have treated Caitlin.
However, Clark is demonstrating that women's sports can generate a substantial amount of revenue. With the exception of Nike, it appears like everyone is now profiting from this. What's the issue? Is Nike, the biggest brand in women's basketball, making a grave mistake? Or do they know something that we don't?
We had the craziest momentum that we have ever seen with any athlete in the history of ever. And the fact that Nike did not capitalize on that, the fact that they are the biggest athletic sportswear brand in the world, and we didn't hear a peep out of them the entire season, it truly makes me wonder, like, if I were Caitlin Clark's management, and again, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I would be truly rethinking the deal that I signed up for.
There is yet more to the story. Additionally, an Enviousa is currently present in the Nike boardroom in what appears to be a reaction to Caitlin Clark's incredible new contract. Despite having the most attractive basketball player, they are not making use of her. It would be comparable to having a Ferrari and storing it in the garage. Many are wondering if Wilson's announcement of a 6-year contract extension with Nike can really compete with Clark's unparalleled commercial supremacy. Fans are guessing that Wilson made this news out of envy.
A'ja Wilson, Nike, agreed a 6-year contract extension after third WNBA MVP, which was, of course, one of those participation entitlement MVPs. She was awarded the MVP before the season started because of the complaint campaign that she should have gotten it the year before instead of Breanna Stewart.
On social media, there is a lot of reaction. Wilson's deal is being called a fake one by some admirers, despite the fact that some are supporting her. Regarding the significance of these partnerships in the evolving women's basketball scene, opinions within the WNBA community are divided. I appreciate you watching my video.